From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at Noon, streaming now.
No comments allowed. Now at noon, how a school board meeting tried to keep controversy in check by keeping opinions from the public out. And he had foot surgery just 3 weeks ago, but the man who was set to lead the Colts already back out on the field. We'll hear from how close he might be to getting under the center once again. All right, Todd, let's get a check right now of our forecast as we kick off a brand new work week, but it seems like we're still stuck in kind of that same summer heat here.
You know, not much is going to change here going throughout the entire week. If anything, it gets a little bit warmer as the week progresses. Look at these noontime temperatures already. 86 in Indy, 85 in Bloomington, 83 in Tipton, 85 in Muncie, and 86 as you make your way over into the Connorsville area. Factor in the humidity, which is out there. It's not sky high, but it's already putting heat index values in the 90s from Indy all the way down to Bedford. Feels like 95 in Greencastle and 96 in Sullivan. And heat index values this afternoon are going to be anywhere between about 95 and 100 degrees. Here's a view from downtown to the north, just building in a few fair weather cumulus clouds across the area. There is a band of rain off to our west. It's weakening, and so I'm not expecting any rain, but some of these clouds will probably spill here into central Indiana, which isn't necessarily a bad thing for us because that'll kind of help to keep the temperatures down a little bit in spots, but it's not going to be widespread. So high temperatures this afternoon into the low 90s for almost everybody, then falling back only into the mid 80s by 8 p.m. with skies that'll be mostly sunny. Wednesday is when the temperatures peak. We'll talk about that forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Lauren.
All right, Todd, thank you. So one person is dead after a crash that happened this morning on the near south side of Indianapolis. Police say just before 5 this morning, a driver drove through a red light at the intersection of East Raymond Street and South Keystone Avenue. Officers say that the car then crashed into a semi-truck. We're told that a person inside that car died in the crash. IMPD tells us that the number of witnesses stayed at the scene to cooperate with investigators. The name of the person killed has not been released. Well, it was a packed house for this morning's CARMEL Clay School Board meeting, but none of them would be able to say a word while the meeting was taking place. Today was the first time that the CARMEL Clay Board enforced a suspension of public comment period during a meeting. That decision was made after several contentious meetings over the past few months involving debates over diversity and inclusion and the content of library books. It also comes after a man was arrested at last month's board meeting after a gun fell out of his pocket. Even though they couldn't speak at the meeting, the parents who support and oppose the policies showed up.
I'm here just because I want to support them. They've received a lot of hate over the last several meetings, and it's unfortunate. You know, they're just trying to do their job.
I feel as if the school board is not hearing the parents. They have completely taken away our freedom of speech. They don't care what we think. They don't care what we say. They don't care how we feel. That's been blatantly stated to teachers, to parents everywhere in our school.
Well, this morning's meeting lasted only 8 minutes. CARMEL Clay school officials have not said when public comments at board meetings will resume. Today is the first day of a new mask policy at Westfield, Washington schools. All students, staff, and visitors will be required to wear face coverings inside of any district buildings. In a message to families last week, the district superintendent said that the change is in line with CDC guidelines. CARMEL Clay, Hamilton Southeastern, and Noblesville schools also put mask requirements in place last week. You can find out more about mask and vaccine policies of schools across the state all on our website. We have a searchable database of local school districts at WRTV.com. New COVID-19 numbers are out this midday. As usual, the Monday report from the Indiana Department of Health shows low case numbers. Still, more than 1,600 new cases of the virus were reported. The 7-day positivity rate runs a week behind, keep that in mind, but it's still climbing. It's now at 10.8%. Also, the number of patients that are in the state's hospitals right now being treated for the virus continues to go up. That number is more than 1,800 right now. That's the highest number since January 27th. And with the number of new COVID cases on the rise across the state, that's leading to more Hoosiers in our hospitals. That rising number caused one local hospital system to put out a plea for help. Community Health Network asks patients who have symptoms that do not require emergency care to avoid going to the emergency department for COVID-19 testing. Community Health says that they need the staff and the services available for the patients who need that urgent treatment. You can easily find a COVID-19 testing site by going to the website coronavirus.in.gov. You can also call 211. And health officials hope that it will mean more people get vaccinated. Today, the Food and Drug Administration gave full approval to the PFIZER COVID-19 vaccine for people who are 16 and older. ABC's Alex Perche tells us it could lead to more vaccine mandates here in Indiana and across the country.
This morning, the FDA gave full approval to the PFIZER vaccine in people 16 and older, a potential game changer in the COVID fight as it could convince more Americans to get vaccinated. It also could impact vaccine requirements. Acting Commissioner Janet Woodcock tweeting, "The public can now be very confident that this vaccine meets the high standards for safety, effectiveness, and manufacturing quality the FDA requires of an approved product."
It's actually unusual for an application for full approval to be submitted with this much experience, with hundreds of millions of people having received the doses. And there are two things that we've learned during that time. One is that the vaccines are remarkably effective in keeping people out of the hospital and saving lives.
More than 80 million eligible Americans are still unvaccinated. 31% of those who haven't gotten the shot say they would if it was approved by the FDA. The daily case average in the U.S. is at 137,000, up 230% in the last month. Experts fear those numbers could increase. More than 87,000 COVID patients are hospitalized around the country. Many areas running short on hospital beds and nurses.
The never-ending story. And their biggest question is, when is this going to stop?
Meanwhile, the Biden administration's discussing plans for booster shots for Americans starting the week of September 20th, despite criticism from the World Health Organization and others that the U.S. should not offer booster shots to Americans while many countries lag in vaccine access.
We have to protect American lives, and we have to help vaccinate the world, because that is the only way this pandemic ends.
The CDC set to meet on boosters tomorrow. So far, the U.S. has donated more than 120 million vaccine doses to other countries, and it's committed to donating 500 million. Alex Perche, ABC News, Washington.
New today from Colts camp in Westfield, quarterback Carson Wentz was back to practice this morning. It's his first action on the field in 3 weeks since surgery to repair a broken bone in his foot. Wentz spent the past few days observing the team. The session also brought offensive linemen Ryan Kelly and Quentin Nelson back on the job. Both players missed 2+ weeks. Coming up today here on the news at 6, our own Brad Brown will have more from the Colts, plus reaction from Wentz and head coach Frank Reich. Well, he was taken by COVID-19, but his friends and family say that his legacy will live on. Next, you can help a cause built in his memory. Todd?
And temperatures starting to heat up, not only here in central Indiana, but off to our west as well, as it's 89 already in Kansas City, as well as Springfield, Missouri, 90 in St. Louis. And that heat, it's heading our way. It's going to be a very hot and humid pattern. We'll talk about it coming up when the News at Noon continues right here on WRTV.
Welcome back. COVID-19 stole his future, but now his family and friends are behind a plan to carry out the legacy of this man who is committed to family and faith. Greg Cheatham worked in human resources at the Subaru plant in Lafayette, and he was also an associate pastor at Mount Olive Missionary Baptist Church here in Indianapolis. In January, both Greg and his wife LaWanda tested positive for COVID-19. His wife recovered, but unfortunately, Greg lost his battle. Now his church is creating a fund in Greg's memory to help young people go to college, and they'll be hosting a golf tournament to raise money for that fund.
And I think that he would want us to do whatever we could to help move people forward in their lives, in careers.
He was somebody, and he was a great man, and education was the backbone.
Well, the Reverend Greg Cheatham Memorial Golf Outing is set for Saturday, September 25th. It will be held at the Winding River Golf Course that's located at 8015 Man Road. Tee time is 9 a.m. and they ask you to register by September 15th. You can contact the church for more information at the number on your screen. That's 317-634-9178. Well, the pandemic impact on healthcare system is not limited to humans. Next, the reason some local veterinary offices are struggling right now and how they're trying to hire Hoosiers to help them out. Let's take a live look outside right now. This is our camera here in downtown, pointed to the west. You can see some white fluffy clouds up ahead, the White River off there in a distance. We'll check in with Todd and see what we can expect for our forecast for today and the rest of your work week coming up here on the News at Noon. Welcome back. The COVID-19 pandemic has had an impact on so many things in our lives, and that includes our passion for our pets. A poll released in May by the ASPCA found out that about 1 in 5 households have adopted a cat or a dog during the pandemic. That increase in adoptions, plus the fact more people are spending time at home with their furry companions, means that vet clinics, they are stretched to the max. Our Nikki Dementri has that story.
Check your ears. Caring for animals is Dr. Mike Graves' passion.
Good. See, my staff and myself, can we try to put ourselves in the owner's seat with that? And if one of my dogs was sick, I'm coming in.
The vet, an owner of pet wellness clinics in the Indy area, comes back every single day for one thing.
Oh, the pets.
He's been at it for 40 years. The last 2 saw an explosion in client volume. And even though the pandemic years are adding extra stress on the vet industry, it's always all for the pets.
That's why we do what we do.
Dr. Graves says he doesn't know the exact reasoning why volume has skyrocketed, but points to families home more with their pets and the increase in adoptions of a furry companion.
We've been doing this for close to 2 years now, all the time, every single day. And we're frontline workers like the healthcare industry. We have to be here. We can't work from home. So it puts a lot of stress on everybody.
The need for vets, vet techs, and the like was apparent even before the pandemic. The Bureau of Labor Statistics projects the number of open vet positions to grow 16% by 2029.
It's been in a tight employment market for several years, especially on the veterinary side, but COVID just shot it over the top.
Dr. Graves says other clinics are working through similar issues. His company, like so many others, is also always looking for more staff.
The biggest thing for us is just the stress of trying to hire more staff. That's probably the biggest stressor that we have.
With more Hoosiers heading back to work, Dr. Graves expects the volume to level off. Still, he urges pet parents to be patient and understanding.
I'm sure it'll get better. It's just, when is it going to get better? We've been saying that for a year, so it's been a tough year.
In Carmel, Nikki Dementri, WRTV.
Nikki, thank you. Within the last year, pet wellness clinics introduced new technology to help staff with this explosion in volume. One is a machine that helps analyze stool samples and find parasites. The other is an x-ray machine.
Our staff is busy all the time. We're booked every single appointment every single day. So we want to speed that up. Without having someone sitting there at a microscope, it speeds them up. And as we're hiring new staff, it's not less training. They have to know how to run the machine, but they're not going to miss anything. They're not going to miss the parasites they might have missed before. So if it's my dog coming in, I don't want the stuff to be missed, and this isn't going to miss it.
Well, Dr. Graves says that this technology speeds up staff and takes away human error, and it provides more consistent results. The clinic also has a call center to help get pets and their pet parents seen more efficiently. All right, if you're heading out, maybe taking the dog out for a walk today, Todd, it's going to be a hot one out there.
You know, and it's going to be hot not only today, but in the coming days, Lauren. This is going to be the longest stretch of heat that we have seen so far this year. Yeah, we've had a 90-degree day. We've had 2 90-degree days in a row, but we haven't had 4, 5, 6 days in a row of 90-degree weather. We got to 90 on Saturday, 93 yesterday, and we'll easily get into the 90s today and in the coming days, as I have 90-degree high temperatures in the forecast all the way through Saturday. With the heat, with the humidity, will eventually come some spotty storm chances, but not really bringing much in the way of rain in this forecast until maybe Wednesday afternoon at the earliest. Better chances as we get into Thursday and Friday. We're building the cumulus clouds out there, though, and this is good. This will help to give us a little bit of shade at times in some of your areas as these clouds start to build and move through. 86 degrees already is the temperature in Indy. Feels like 91 degrees with just a light wind out of the northwest at 8 miles per hour. Temperatures range from 85 in Bloomington, 86 in Lafayette, 82 the high temperature in Peru, or current temperature rather, and 86 the current temperature in Connorsville. Dew points, anytime you're in the upper 60s to right around 70 degrees, it's starting to get uncomfortable. And you notice region-wide our dew points are in the 60s and 70s, and so that just signifies that not much is going to change in the pattern going forward, because the dew points stretch all the way off to our west, and there's no front that's coming through that's going to help to lower those dew points that are off to our west. So what you have today is kind of what you get going forward. Your actual high temperatures today going into the low 90s in most locations, couple upper 80s to the north. Heat index values will be in the mid 90s and then just slowly dropping off later on this evening. So make sure you stay hydrated throughout the course of the afternoon and evening hours tonight. We have some storms in Illinois. Those will weaken as they approach. Some of that cloud cover may spill in here, and as I mentioned earlier, that is good news. Here's the the bad news, though. Our average high is 84, and we are going to be in the 90s all the way through Friday and into Saturday potentially as well. Sunset is 8:30 this evening. 87 still at 7 p.m. and even by 10 p.m. we're looking at a temperature of 81. Tomorrow we just do this all over again. The only thing that changes is not a good thing. It's the high temperature, because that's going to go up another degree or two tomorrow afternoon. Once we get to Wednesday, I think that's when high temperatures will peak, but it's not a sudden drop off in highs as we work our way throughout the week, and it just slowly starts to fall off. The temperature is a couple degrees each day, and eventually